Ah, remember the good old days when we used to worry about foreign hackers breaching government systems? Well, you don't have to worry about that anymore because billionaires at DOGE are doing it for them. Watch as this whistleblower from the NLRB, National Labor Relations Board, explains how DOGE disabled a security system in this government agency and how Russian hackers immediately tried to get in.
You and your colleagues at NLRB had decided to pursue a formal investigation into what you regarded as a breach of the data and systems at your agency. Right. You prepared a request to CISA at the Department of Homeland Security to help you with that investigation. And then you received a threat at your home where you live?
Where I hadn't lived for too long either. I've only been there 2 months. The only place that I've actually updated that address is in the OPM database for my payroll with the government. That's really, I haven't even updated my bank card yet.
So this guy calls out DOGE for disabling these security systems, and then suddenly he's threatened at his new home where the only people that know the address are his federal payroll file folks? Huh, interesting. Yeah, Elon Musk is a real warrior for free speech and a patriot, right?
So in your complaint that you shared with Congress, you include this screenshot we're going to show. It shows a large spike in data leaving the National Labor Relations Board. You say that's extremely unusual because data almost never directly leaves the databases. How do you know what was being removed, and is it possible you saw something that has a plausible explanation behind it?
I definitely would prefer that, actually. I've tried to prove the negatives multiple times. It correlates directly with data that was exiting the database at the same time. There's a lot of corroborating evidence that points to it. That was the first thing I tried to do, is just rule out every other solution before I went this route.
So DOGE, the Department of Government Efficiency, is actually just stealing data. They're just trying to get data so that they can do something. We don't quite know yet what, but they're not trying to make the government more efficient. They're trying to get more power for themselves.
Someone had disabled controls that would prevent insecure or unauthorized mobile devices from logging onto the system without the proper security settings. There was an interface exposed to the public internet, potentially allowing malicious actors access to the NLRB's systems. Internal alerting and monitoring systems were found to be manually turned off, and multi-factor authentication was disabled. I noticed increased logins blocked by our access policy due to those logins being out of the country. For example, in the days after DOGE accessed NLRB's systems, we noticed a user with an IP address in Russia started trying to log in. Those attempts were blocked, but they were especially alarming. Whoever was attempting to log in was using one of the newly created accounts that were used in the other DOGE-related activities. It appeared they had the correct username and password.
So once again, DOGE disables the security systems and Russia tries to hack in. And again, we weren't sure why until Rachel Maddow explains here that they were trying to get data on immigrants.
Part of what is now emerging is that they've been in these government systems because they're trying to use the government to hurt people as much as they can. So, for example, it turns out they were messing with all the information on international students in a government database so they could target individual international students to snatch them off the street and arrest them and throw them in immigration prisons. Turns out they were messing with sensitive systems inside the IRS and the Treasury, at least in part, so they could use that data to go after immigrants as well. Turns out they were messing with sensitive systems inside the Social Security Administration because they have taught themselves that one way you can really destroy people's lives in this country is if you take the names of living people and declare them dead.
Wow. Did you get that? These guys are hacking these government systems and they're getting this data so that they can go find immigrants and go deport immigrants, and it's all another tool for their dictatorial ways. It's not for government efficiency, folks. It's to go after you, it's to go after your neighbor, it's to go after everybody.
Good job, Rockland. Good job, Rockland.
And that was MAGA defending a Tesla dealership because, yes, they want to defend the billionaire who's using their tax money to spy on them. This is all very dystopian. This is all very bothersome. So what's going on, folks, is these guys, under the pretense of government efficiency, have started to get data that they're not supposed to get. And these are not people that have, security clearance. These are people who Elon Musk brought in to work for DOGE. We saw a lot of them, these young hackers, and they're getting access to this information about you and me. They're getting our social security information. They're getting our tax information, and they're using it to weaponize and go after people that they feel are enemies. So that you saw there, Rachel Maddow was explaining that they're looking for international students' information. They're looking for others that might have said or done things that they don't like. So it's not about government efficiency, folks. It's about them gaining more power and coming after you. The fact is, originally, when Elon Musk was showing up at the campaign rallies for Donald Trump, if you recall, there was that one video where he had someone ask him, how much do you think you can cut from our federal deficit? And Elon said, I think that I could probably cut, at least 3 trillion or whatever. He threw out some crazy number. And one of the reasons that we're doing all this stuff, one of the reasons they're trying to actually cut from the federal government, and they're trying to use tariffs as another one of their tools, is they want to say, look, we're saving so much money, we're bringing in so much money, we should give billionaires more tax breaks. Ultimately, they want more tax breaks. Ultimately, they want more power. Ultimately, they want the stock market to tank because they got money and they could buy at bargain basement prices and have more money. Elon Musk is already worth hundreds of billions of dollars. If he gets his way, he'll be the first trillionaire. But he's gone one step beyond that, which is this is all a concerted effort to come together and become this dictatorial authoritarian regime that we all feared was going to happen. This is all part of Project 2025. This is all part of the billionaires and the tech bros trying to control things. The billionaires and the tech bros, whether it's Elon Musk or Peter Thiel or David Sachs, these guys feel like they can run this country better than government can. So they go, don't worry, let us handle it. We'll take care of everything. Meanwhile, Donald Trump goes, hey, carte blanche, go ahead, do this thing, do whatever you want to do, Elon, start firing people. And we find out that it's not just as bad as we thought, which was at face value, firing people that, they got rid of USAID, which is something we need, which was helping cure different diseases and stop diseases from spreading in Africa. They cut people from, there was that nuclear organization that they cut people from, and then they came back, they go, oh, we need them. They were cutting people from the FAA. They're cutting people from all over the place, which was already bad enough. But now we find out that they're actually going in and getting data from these organizations and using it to weaponize, to give it to ICE to go after people, using it to go after people that they don't agree with. I mean, if that's not dystopian, then I don't know what is, folks. I don't know what is. And these numbnut MAGA folks with their big flags, why do they need a big flag? We get it. Just show up with the big truck. I know who you are. You need the big flag. Like, how much are you trying to compensate? We get it. You're not a critical thinker. I get it. But you're showing up at Tesla and defending Tesla dealerships. First of all, I'm not advocating for any kind of violence against Teslas or Tesla dealerships or anybody or anything. But peaceful protesting is fine. Elon famously was saying in that one interview, if you remember a few weeks back, he was on Fox being interviewed, and he actually looked sincerely shocked that people were protesting Tesla. He was like, Tesla's always been a peaceful company, and I don't know why people are protesting it. They're not protesting the Teslas, dude. They're protesting you and all of the stuff that you're doing, all of the crooked stuff that you're doing. You are the one who's benefited from government contracts. You are the one whose Tesla and Starlink never would have taken off if government had not given you money. And you're the one who's trying to take other contracts and bring it to yourself. So clearly, anybody with eyes can see these guys are trying to get richer and get more power. And if you needed more evidence, that whistleblower showed it to you. These guys got disabled the security system so that data could go out. And by the way, these people aren't trained to be running things like Donald Trump has said, I'm bringing the best and the brightest. And his administration says we don't want diversity, equity, and inclusion, DEI, because it was bringing in people who weren't qualified to run things. Elon Musk is not qualified to be doing what he's doing in the government. If you say that there's fat in the government, there's a lot of people, there's too much money being wasted, and maybe some of those jobs are redundant, you can surgically go in and look at that and say, let's improve our government. But that's not what he's doing. All right? He's not qualified. He's this guy who has, all the money in the world, and he paid for Donald Trump to become president. Let's not forget that. Several millions of dollars towards his campaign. And there was a little handshake in there where it's like, hey, you scratch my back, I scratch yours. Hey, Don, if you don't win, you're going to prison. You know that, right? No problem. And Donald is not someone who's an ethical person. He doesn't care. He says, yeah, Elon, do whatever you want. And so here we are with people like him that aren't qualified. How about the national security advisor, that guy Mike Waltz, who had the Signal chat where he put the editor of The Atlantic on there, Jeffrey Goldberg. How about that? Is that guy qualified? How about Pete Hegseth, Secretary of Defense, giving military classified information on the Signal chat? You're not supposed to do that. And yet they are. And so, folks, everybody needs to wake up. Wake up your neighbors. Wake everybody up. This is a power grab by the rich, and they're only going to get richer, and they're only going to come after more and more people. And if you think they're not coming after you, I got news. They are. Guys, I'm a comedian, Maz Jobrani. I've got a page here right on YouTube. It's at Maz Jobrani. Go to my page, give it a follow. I post stand-up comedy stuff all the time. Hopefully you get a good laugh as we all get arrested or deported or lose our 401ks. Let's just at least have a little bit of levity.